Hey CCONation, and welcome to the Commander Cookout Podcast YouTube page. Specifically, our top 10 lists.
Ooh, a new top 10 coming at you.
Yes. It's fine. We do that all the time. It always works out.
He edits it out. I'm just going to leave it in.
It's going to be good. Anyway, today we're going to go over Ryan's top 10 favorite Magic cards all time. In the history of Magic. We're going to go over and run down. No particular order?
Not really, except for number 1.
Number 1 always has to be the most favorite. The rules of top 10 lists.
I suppose.
All right, so we should just get right down into the nitty-gritty, dirty birdie-ness of it.
I don't know what that means, but in classic CCO style, don't Google it.
Dirty birdie. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 10. Starting right off in the dirt sandwich pile, Force of Will.
Have you seen your top 10? Force of Will. Okay. Blue 3, counter target spell.
It's awful.
But, there's always a but. Exile a blue card, pay a life, counter target spell for free.
I feel like the but in this case is you, Ryan.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. I love Force of Will. It's so dirty, but nothing feels better. Tapped out, and I don't really like playing blue. I like playing blue with other stuff, which makes Force of Will even less likely because you're playing less blue cards when you're playing other cards. So when you are tapped out, you've already wasted like a counter spell or some other terrible counter spell, and somebody goes to win, and you're just like, yeah, I got a force. Oh, it's so good.
Number 9. Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune, yeah. Here's the thing. We were talking before we recorded, and Brandon was like, I never even seen you cast that. And he hasn't seen me cast it for a long time, but I used to cast it in my mono red Rorik's Bladewing Voltron deck.
Wait. Do you mean to tell me that drawing 7 cards in mono red is good?
Oh! Yeah, so here's the thing. I like cards that have multiple uses or multiple times or that give you multiple opportunities to do different things with them, right? You draw to your opening 7, you go land, rock. You've got another land and like a 6-drop in your hand. You're like, no, chuck it. Draw 7 more. So good. Empty hand, you top deck it, boom, gas, 7 cards, right? It's so good.
Yeah, it's not bad, I suppose.
And it feels so good to cast it when, you know, the Reliquary Tower player is like, oh yeah, I'll just dig through my 25 card hand. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Now you have 7.
So you're hosing possibly a blue guy then?
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Number 8. Sword of Feast and Famine.
Oh. Obviously, I was going to say, I think it's my favorite sword. Obviously, it's my favorite sword because none of the other swords are on this list.
Yeah, that's how favorites work.
I think Feast and Famine has won me more games than any other sword. Why is green good? Green got the best creatures.
Right.
It makes the most mana to get the biggest creatures the soonest.
Right.
Besides maybe reanimating, but just go with me on this.
And reanimate is a black thing.
Okay, if they're reanimating their black thing, well, I have protection from it. I shut off green's big creatures because I have protection from green too.
Yeah.
And then I just untap all my lands.
It sort of says, deal damage to a player, take an extra turn after this one. Kind of.
Yeah, I'm down. Like 2 to cast, 3 to cast, 2 to equip, 5 mana total investment to kind of take an extra turn. It's like Time Warp. We play Time Warp, don't we?
Number 7. I have no hand movement for number 7.
Gotcha.
Sure. This is some dirt sandwich crap, Ryan.
I'm kind of a piece of crap.
He calls grafted exoskeleton.
You gotta kill people.
Lots of people have said that throughout history, and that totally made them cool guys.
But they weren't doing it with equipment. Wait a minute. Let's not go down this road. Grafted Exoskeleton. Gives your guy infect and +2/+2. Crash in, 1 hit lethal, 2 hit lethal, whatever. They kill your guy, re-equip. Yes, awesome in actually another one of my top 10 cards that are coming up.
Ooh. Could it be number 6? That's sort of a 6.
That looks like a crouching crane tiger.
Learn your kung fu, Ryan. Lord of Tresor is number 6.
Lord of Tresor. So good with Grafted Exoskeleton.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good with Tainted Strike, so good with Phyresis, Glistening Oil, Chandra's Ignition. Ooh, Chandra's Ignition should have been on my list. Lord of Tresor, 10-4, Regenerate. Right? Everybody forgets he regenerates. So anytime that, okay, sure, Wrath of God or Damnation, don't get them. But any like the new templating on Wrath effects allows for regeneration because they don't print things with regeneration anymore, so they don't print that on new Wraths. So he's Wrath resilient, and when you build him such that all of the creatures that you sacrifice to him when he enters the battlefield give you a die trigger, it makes the deck run so smoothly because there's a whole ton of reanimation effects to A, get those creatures back, and B, he actually plays a little bit of a political game because you can draw 2 cards, I'll sack my guys, and then maybe I'll reanimate something of yours. Like we'll it's like we're in cahoots. It's awesome. He's a totally janky, fun deck, and lots of the times you see lists of them that are like zombie tribal. No, everything dies tribal.
Number 5. Or sideways 3. Maze's End.
More than Maze's End being on my top 10, I like that cards like Maze's End exist because they allow for janky builds. And not janky builds like Lord of Tresor or that Rorik's Voltron list I was talking about. What I mean is my whole deck is put together with a lands matter, guild gates are your actual real lands theme. Like, to me, Maze's End exemplifies what EDH is.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's super fun. It's super janky. Nobody gives a crap if you like bounce your Maze's End and search for a guild gate. Like, nobody cares that you do that. And then if you can play like multiple lands a turn, you just play the Maze's End again.
4.
That's an actual 4 this time.
Animar, Soul of Elements.
Probably my favorite commander. Yeah. Originally from Commander 2011.
First commander?
That's the first one. Green, blue, red, 1/1.
Sounds awful.
Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on him, and then all of your creatures cost 1 less for every +1/+1 counter on him. But wait, there's more. Yeah, the first line of text on him, protection from black, protection from white. Oh, so many times you play him down, and you go to swing when he's got like 10 counters because you didn't combo, and somebody goes path, and you go, yeah, you can't. It's so good. And, yeah. And if that's not the plan, then you just combo with him. And like you say on the show sometimes, cards just get better with age.
Yeah.
Animar is one of those cards because they're always going to be printing creatures.
3. Yeah. Number 3.
That's right. Here it is.
Phyrexian Rager.
Phyrexian Rager. Phyrexian Rager. Black 2. Enters the battlefield. Draw a card. Lose a life.
It's terrible.
Kind of it is. But
It's awful.
to me, Phyrexian Rager not only comes from one of my favorite sets, Apocalypse, originally, in my favorite block, Invasion block, he also exemplifies what black does as a color in EDH. He draws cards. He dinks you for 1. I don't know, is a card worth 1 life? 100% it is.
That's why Necropotence is good.
Yeah, and you know what's better? Phyrexian Rager. Because when you play Necropotence, everybody just tries to kill you. They're not going to do that with Phyrexian Rager.
It's going to laugh at you.
Yeah, and then you sacrifice into your Lord of Tresor, then you reanimate them. How many cards you draw now? 2. Then you sacrifice them, then you get them back with your living end, and you sacrifice them, and then you get them back. That's like 4 cards, and you sacrifice them again, you get them back. He's so good. Phyrexian Rager, he's that little guy that I guess doesn't get enough love. And he doesn't cost $80 like Dark Confidant. Yeah, no, Phyrexian Rager. Get them while they're hot.
Number 2! Everybody saw that one.
Yeah.
I've been setting that joke up for like 10 minutes.
Is it funny now? I don't know. Is it funny now that you said that?
Of course it is. Everything we do is... Nah, that might not. The point is, give me this one, okay? Just give it to me. I worked hard for it.
Okay.
Songs of the Damned.
Songs of the Damned.
What even is Songs?
This is a common from Ice Age. I think it's the best ritual effect. So, black mana. It costs black. You get a black mana every creature card in your graveyard. You morality shift your graveyard into your library.
Sure.
That is what you do.
Yeah.
You morality shift your graveyard
into your library, and your library into your graveyard. That's exactly what you're doing.
And then you Songs of the Damned, and you get like 30 mana.
What do you do with 30 mana when all of your cards are in your graveyard, Ryan? Number 1. Yawgmoth's Will.
Yawgmoth's Will. So, black 2, play cards from your graveyard. If they were to go to your graveyard, exile them. Dude, this is probably the most powerful card ever printed. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments, I dare you. It's so good. So, you got that 30 mana, you cast all your stuff, you get all your creatures, you get all your stuff, and you win.
Yeah.
It's probably like, cast it, gives you the highest percentage to win out of any card.
Wow.
And it's not all about winning, but like Force of Will and like Wheel of Fortune, it just feels so dirty. Black cheats, and we've been over it. Black just cheats, and it's so good.
So you're saying that cheating is good?
Only in Magic when you're playing black, and not for real cheating by playing black. Lots of little caveats and fine print there.
It's a good save. It's a good save is what that is. Yeah.
So, I guess play black. It's very good.
So CCONation, that does it for another top 10 list. Be sure to like and subscribe and click the little bell. Smash the like button.
Oh.
I'm learning those things. I'm learning the lingo from YouTube. This is exciting. I'm really happy about this.
Okay, very good. For sure. When are we doing another one? I like the top 10s. Sure, they're the first 2 videos we've done, but they were the videos I was most excited about. So
we'll have more coming down the pipes as themes hit us. Leave comments if you would like to suggest something we could do a top 10 list of.
Ooh.
Perhaps the top 10 cards where the art kind of looks like Brando. I really want to do that now that I said it out loud.
That's a real thing. Okay.
So we're going to mull that over. We're going to see you back here again on another episode of Commander Cookout YouTube Top 10 Lists.
Hit our theme song?
I don't think we have a theme.